Welcome to today's training on inclusive practices. This training video is a part of MWNMCAP Head Start and Early Head Start training series. Our learning objectives for today is the definition of inclusive practices, areas of inclusive practices, appropriate practices, and MWNMCAP inclusive practices. What is inclusion? Inclusion embodies the values, policies, and practices that support the right of every child and his or her family, regardless of ability, to participate in a broad range of activities and contexts as full members of family, community, and society. As a result, inclusive experiences for children with and without disabilities and their families. It creates a sense of belonging, membership, positive social relationships, and development and learning for children to reach their full potential. What is inclusion? MWNMCAP Head Start and Early Head Start's philosophy is rooted on supports for children to have access and participation, address their cultural and linguistic ability and diversity, provide opportunity for all children with a developmental delay or disability to fully participate, to ensure that every child has full access to the classroom and playground by removing any physical barriers, implement strategies to promote diverse learning experiences, participation, and approaches to learning and supports. The next video is through the eyes of a child. The following video will illustrate how children are included in or excluded in classroom environments through the eyes of the child.
I don't understand why I'm at the back of the class. I wish I was like everyone else. I want to do what they are doing. But here I am, doing the same old number activity, watching as my classmates learn something else. Don't they know that they're setting me up to fail? Don't they know they hold my future in their hands? I want to work with my class, learn what they are learning, and do the activities they do. But here I am, stuck at the back, limited by low expectations. Having a one-on-one teacher aide just teaches me to rely on them and means I get less attention from the teacher. I'm not included in the classroom. I am in the same room but segregated from my peers, sat to the side or back, working on different things and missing out. I want to be free to learn with my peers, reach my full potential and be seen to be like everyone else. I need something to change. You may be wondering what was wrong with this picture. I am in the classroom with my peers, sitting in my seat, learning the same things as everyone else. You may think this is inclusion, but it's not. I am stifled, limited, and held back from reaching my full potential. Though I love my teacher aide, I don't get to think for myself. In fact, a lot of the time, my teacher aide does it for me, even whispering the answer in my ear when I already know it. The more she is with me, the more I realize that there is no point in me thinking for myself because she will give me the answer anyway. I'm sure there are other kids who also need her help. Does she need to be with me? Can't she help others? Surely if I need help, I can put my hand up and ask my teacher like my friends do. My friends and classmates want to help me, but by having someone right next to me, they can't. I need to learn from my peers, be able to do group work and be challenged. I want to be allowed to fail or succeed and learn from it. I need something to change. Can you find me in the crowd? Inclusion is more than just a word. It is a culture, a mindset, and an expectation that everyone can and will learn and succeed along their age-appropriate peers. I know it can be challenging to include me in the learning, as sometimes I might require extra resources and information, but giving me space to learn from my teacher and peers is the best way to challenge me and allow me to grow. I want to learn the same things as my classmates, and I want teachers to have the same expectations of me as my friends. My learning may need to be modified, but I still want the opportunity to show what I can do, not focus on what I can't. Treat me the same as any other student and watch me flourish. I will rise to the challenge of expectations you set for me. Are you ready to really include me?
Please take a moment to reflect on this video. Please take a moment to reflect on this video. The next thing we're going to cover is the 8 areas of inclusive practices. There are 8 areas where inclusive practices should be evident. Each of the 8 areas are an integral part of inclusive practices. Each area must include to develop and promote best practices. The 8 areas are leadership, assessment, environment, family, instruction, interaction, teaming and collaboration, and transition. Leadership is based on cultural and climate in which teaching teams feel a sense of belonging and want to support the organization mission and program goals. Leaders develop and implement policies, procedures, and practices that promote shared decision-making process with teaching teams and their families. They collaborate with other agencies and programs to develop and implement community partnerships and ongoing community-wide screenings to identify and refer children who may need additional evaluations and services. Assessment. Assessment is the process of gathering information to make decisions. Assessments inform interventions and, as a result, is an essential component of services for children who have or are at risk for developmental delays or disability. Assessment is conducted for the purpose of screening, determining eligibility, services for early intervention, and special education program. The use of assessment materials and strategies that are developmentally appropriate for the child's age and accommodates the child's sensory, physical, communication, and cultural, linguistic, social, and emotional characteristics. We assess children in their primary language as we learn about the child's strengths, needs, preferences, and interests. When we identify learning outcomes, we plan activities and monitor the child's progress and revise instruction as needed. Environment. Engage with adults and peers with an array of environments to include the home, a Head Start program, early Head Start, school and community. And then the environment is the space that they're in, the materials that they use, the toys, the books, and the equipment that they use, and routines and daily routines and activities. The services and supports in natural and inclusive environments during routines and activities to promote the child's access and full participation in learning experiences. Environmental support a child access to learning opportunities and ensure their safety. Family is an integral part. We have family-centered practices that include dignity and respect, individualized, and flexibility and responsiveness. Complete and unbiased information to make informed decisions. It involves family members in acting on choices to strengthen child and family functioning. To create outcomes or goals, develop individualized plans, and implement practices and address the family priorities and concerns and the child's strengths and needs. Family-centered practices, we treat family with dignity and respect. We individualize. We're flexible and responsive to each family's unique characteristics and provide family members with information to make informed decisions. Instruction. Teachers and family members and others use instructional practice to maximize learning and improve developmental and functional outcomes for young children who have or are at risk for developmental delays or disabilities. Teaching teams and family identify skills to target for instruction that help a child become adaptive, competent, socially connected, and engaged, and that promote learning in natural inclusive environments. Teachers work with the family to identify access and use formal and informal resources and support to achieve family identified outcomes and goals. Interactions. Creating a sensitive and responsive interactions practices are the foundation for promoting the development of a child's language, cognitive, and emotional competence. Teaching teams promote a child's social development by encouraging the child to initiate or sustain positive interactions with other children and adults during routines and activities through modeling, teaching, feedback, or other types of guided support. Social emotional supports by observing, interpreting, and responding continually to the range of the child's emotional expressions. Is sensitive and responsive, encouraging social emotional development, engaged through play and modeling. Teaming and collaboration. Teaming and collaboration practices are those that promote and sustain collaborative partnership relationships and ongoing interactions to ensure that programs and services achieve desired child and family outcomes and goals. Multiple discipline and family work together as a team to plan and implement supports and services to meet the unique needs of each child and family. Team members help each other to discover and access community-based services and other formal or informal resources to meet family-identified child-family needs. Transition. Transition refers to the events and activities and processes associated with key changes between environments and programs during the early childhood years and practices that support the adjustment of the child family into a new setting. Events and activities and processes associated with key changes between environments and programs are an integral part of a transition to the next placement. Here we see Midwest NMCAP Procedure 1702, and this is one of the priorities for 2020, 2021 that includes the practices in Head Start and Head Start, and you can review that in our policies and procedures. For a review of today's training, inclusive refers to the values and policies and practices that support the right of every child and his or her family to fully participate, and the 8 areas of inclusive practices, which were leadership, the assessment, the environment, the family, instruction, interactions, teaming and collaboration, and transition, and the policy procedure 1702. Knowledge check. Thank you for watching this video on inclusive practices. You can now access the knowledge check. The link is in the description box below this video. Thank you and have a great day.